Welcome to day 6 of 30 scripts in 30 days. Let's start. So, we need to create an interesting architectural stairs like this. So, the first thing that we need to understand that the script should work somehow, to a point. I'm trying to make it as flexible as possible. So it should work with any sets of curves, but to do that, we need to make a very detailed parametric script. So the first thing I want to do is to simply import the curves into here. So I'm going to, for example, bring those curves, and for now I'll hide them. So the first problem usually I have when I'm dealing with something like this is that it's not sorted, and it's going to be a headache to sort them manually every project. So for example, I will go to list item, and right now I'm selecting this. This is the first item, this is good, but the second item is going to be a random one, and sometimes even the first one is not what I need. So the first thing I want to do is simply sort the curves. So I'm going to get the center for those curves, and I'm going to get the deconstruct so I can get the coordinates for all these, and I'm going to sort all of those with the z coordinate. So this is good, and right now once you add, you can see that it's organized right now, so you can continue working on this. Okay, the second thing I want to do is to create an offset, a small offset, because when you look at the design that I'm making, you can see that there is a small, tiny offset in here to create this and to make it connect with your floors. So you can create a fillet, like an internal fillet, and uh, do all the things that we are going to do, like sweeping and making uh, the floors and everything. So the first thing I want to do is to create an offset curve, and the offset is going to be negative, and it's going to be zero point 0.1. Maybe 0.1 is enough for this one. I just need a little bit of offset, so it's going to be helpful for me. And I'm going to continue working on this offset. Actually, let's make the offset in the beginning and then add this to here, and maybe flatten this. Okay. Okay, so this is good. What I want to do next is simply I'm going to Control Z, so I'm not hiding. What I want to do next is basically making each two curves in a group or in a tree branch. So for example, if I want to go from this level to this level and making a stair, I want to have this curve and this curve in a tree branch. So right now I need those, and then I need those, and then I need those, and so on. But I need this process parametrically, so I'm going to do a shift, and I'm going to invert this wrap so it's false, and I'm going to graph this and Control C, Control V, and I'm going to set this number. In the first one, I'm going to set it to -1. What I have done right now is basically selecting the first few curves and then the last few curves with ignoring the wrapping. So I'm shifting. I'm sorry, this should be crafted. And after that, I'm going to merge. I'm trying to work as fast as possible so the tutorial will not be like very long, and also as clear as possible. Right now you can see the tree branch in here. So you have this, which is good, and I want to have, for example, if I go 5 like this, you can see that the branches are exactly what I need. So if I'm moving, come on, if I'm moving the slider, so it's this and then this and then this, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So this is good. These are the curves. So because I'm going to use them a lot, I want to have them somehow highlighted. So I'm going to make them in a group and maybe make a bubble or something. And this was is going to be, let's name this group, you know, um, floors group maybe, and maybe make it change the color to something, more like this. So because I'm going to need these a lot. After that, since we have two, I want to create uh, a circle in the middle, because when you are looking at this, you can notice that there is a gap in the middle. I want this gap because let's say that I want to do something interesting in here. Let's if I have some kind of a circle in here in the middle, and these will be tangent to the circle, so all of them will be tangent to the circle like this. And also I will keep the middle clean, so when I'm going to when I'm creating this, I still want to have an interesting volume in the middle. So when I'm moving my camera, looking up or down, maybe I have an interesting skylight, maybe I have an interesting chandelier, maybe I just have an interesting atrium, so I can have a void to look at it, or even if I have an interesting pattern on the floors. So I should have enough flexibility for this. So the first thing I want to do is to create the circle in the middle. So I'm going to explode all of these and get the mid points for all of them. Right now they are 4 on each, so I'm going to trim back. So once I simplify and trim, I can see that they are 8, and the curve, if I say a circle fit, I should have a circle exactly in the middle between them, which is going to really help us, because right now you can figure out the level of the landing between floor and this floor. So this will be really important, because right now we have our circle, but it's too big. So let's do the one more step, which is to scale it down. So I'm going to scale this, and I'm going to the center, so it's going to be scaled like this. One more thing I want to do is to evaluate to create the points that I mentioned. So to create the tangent points in here, so I'm going to evaluate those circles, and of course I'm going to reparameterize, and for now I'm going to create a random number. And one of the important issues that we have, again, let's hide all of this. One of the important issues that we have is that it's not, there's something in here. We need to hide all of this for now. One issue is that they are not in the same orientation or same like this is the 0 in here, and this is the 0, and this is not okay. I want them to start from the same point. So when I control, when I make my controllers for all of this, I want to have an organized chaos. So the first thing I want to do is to deconstruct arc, and once I deconstruct, let's do it in here maybe. I want to deconstruct this arc, and this will give me the base plan. And when you look at this, you can see that some of them are moving in this direction, some of them are moving in this direction, which is not what I'm looking for. I need them to be all looking in the same direction. So I'm going to get the center of this, and I'm going to create a circle. I'm going to create a circle with this, so this will be the XY, but in here, and the radius is going to be in here, so this is good. And after that, I'm going to plug this circle to here. So right now, when you look at this, you can see that all of them are moving exactly in the starting from here and moving in the same direction. This is really important. Okay, perfect. What do I need next? What I need next is, let's keep those on. What I need next is to have control of these parameters because these will create the randomization that I'm looking for. So the first thing I want to do is to make them parametric. So I'm going to connect them to the tree statics. So they are relevant to this number right here. So right now I will add a range, and the range is going to be this. And let's just bring this in here so we understand what I'm doing. And right now I should have something like this. Okay. And let's ignore this for now. And I want to divide this number. I want to have more numbers in here. So I'm going to divide this with 0.5. I know it might not make sense. Actually, let's make it between, yeah, let's divide it 0.5. Okay. And sorry, not in here, in here. So right now I should have more numbers, which is good. So the more I lower this value, the more I get more random numbers. Not random, like more values in the middle. And I want to select 5 of these values because these are 5. So again, I'm going to connect them with this. So I'm going to say list item, and I want to get an SER and connect the SER to here. And right now I should have this. Again, organize your script so things will not get messy, and just plug this in here and make sure it's grafted. So right now you can see that I have this flexibility, which is good. And once you increase this number, decrease it, of course we don't want it to get to 0, so we need to redo this. So I'm going to say 0.1 and double dot and then 1. 0.00 probably, so I will have more flexibility. So this is good, and I will input this here. So the lower will be 0.1. 0.1 is already too low, or like very narrow, so this is good. Right now nothing is randomized yet, so to randomize this we need to add one more step, which is jitter. And once I add jitter, right now I have these numbers which are like 0 to 0.08, so this is good. And once I add jitter, right now you can see that these are the values and they are randomized, and like I'm selecting only those, so this is good. And one more thing to do is to control this. So I'm going to of course the jitter in here, it's from 0 to 1, so I'm going to add 1.00 in here, so it's controlled from 0 to 1. The more the less the value, the more less randomization I'm getting. And also in here, this is the seeds, if in case I want different randomization. So I'm going to say 100, for example. So this again, once it's changed, because I'm only 17%, so I'm kind of moving only in this here. But once I make it full, so it will be chaotic. That's perfect. Okay. After that, I want to create the lines because we want to create a tangent. After all, this is the whole point. So I'm going to create a SDL line SDL, and this will be the starting point, and this will be the direction. So right now you can see that it's good, but it's too small. So I want again to make it relative to, okay, we don't need this, to make it relative to the circle. So I'm going to deconstruct the arc again, this right here. And maybe again we need to organize and because things will get more intense. So let's hide this, and actually let's keep the circle on for now. And I want to get to this, but again this is still small, so I'm going to make it too big, kind of. So I'm going to x by 5 at least, so it's too It matters. What matters is that it's outside, but I need it to be outside as much as possible. So this is why I'm multiplying it by 5. And I want to extend to the other direction. So I'm going to select this and extend it from the starting point because this is the starting point and I want this to extend to the other direction. So I'm going to extend from here with the same number, and the end point I don't want it to be extended, so I'm going to make it 0. So this is good again. And because I'm going to use these curves like a lot, so I want to make them again as a group, like let's make a group and just highlight it, because I will look for these again and again and again, and I will look for these again and again. So it matters to organize my work. So I'm going to say extended curves. Okay, perfect. And maybe add different color. For example, I want to add like something green or something like that. Perfect. And right now you can see the values. Maybe we shrink this a little bit. Perfect. Okay. After that, we are going to create an offset. And this will be the width of the stairs. So if I'm going to say, for example, 2.5, which is a little big, but these are, like a decorational stairs or something like that. So um, I want them to be wide, but I want this number to be on right and left, not only in one direction. So I'm going to divide it by 2. And I want to have it in both sides, so I'm going to make a merge and add it to the positive and the negative, and add it to here. So right now you should have this. And I want to loft, but right now the tree is not going to be good with lofting. Let's loft and see, because it's only one element. I want to take a step back, so I'm going to trim the tree and simplify and do this like that, which is good. So right now I have my loft, and it's exactly in the middle for each floor. And when you look at the top, it's tangent around the circle. And by the way, one more thing that is really cool that I want to show you is once you lower this down, you will have this interesting stairs that are, if you are moving this, you can have this interesting movement of the stairs. So it's not like fully random, but it's going to be somehow between randomness and organized. So it's something in between. So this will be really interesting. So if you wanted to have this kind of rotation, or if you want to make it random, and you will just increase this number. So this is good so far. Let's hide all of this, and right now I have these, which is good. One more thing is to get back to these, because again I need them. So I'm going to select this right here and maybe add a relay. Let's see if we added this to here. Add to group. Perfect, because I don't want to. And maybe this also, add to group. Can a relay to be added to the group? I don't think so. Okay, for now, let's not focus about that. Worry about that. Maybe we need to just make sure that our things are organized. Maybe you can make it lower instead of upper, just to. Okay, and we need to loft those. Why did I loft? Because I want to cut these. I don't. I want to make the stairs in the middle. So I want to cut these because I want to select only the middle curves in here. So what I want to do is to make a split peer multiple. Why multiple? Because I'm going to cut each one of these, at least two cuts, like from right and left, or from a start and finish. So I'm going to cut them twice at least. So I'm going to add this to here, and these will be the cutters, which are these. And right now, once I hide all of this, sorry, preview off, you can see that, let's hide also the circles. I don't think we need them anymore, at least now. You can see that it's cutted in here. You can see the cut in each one, which is good. And we need to select the middle one. So I'm going to list item this. And right now it's selecting the middle. I don't know if this is going to cause a problem later, but I think it's safe to let's try. Let's select other curves and input them in here, set multiple curves, and go back to here. Did it select the middle? Right now it's selecting it, but just to avoid not going to select it, I'm going to sort those. I'm going to sort them along curve. And the curve that I'm going to sort them along is this extended curve. So I'm going to have to get this in here, maybe add a relay and add both to this group. Okay, then why this did not get in here? Whoa, what happened? Okay, for now, let's remove. And add those back to here. Okay, for now, let's ignore this issue. And one more thing that I want to do, this is the extended curves. I want to sort along curves, so I'm going to have those to here. And I want the center for all of these. And this will be, somewhere here. And this will be somewhere here. And this, let's just, organize our things. And this will be the index. So right now I should have, if I said list item, so this is the first, and then the second one is going to be in the middle, which exactly what I need, and then the third. Right now I'm going to only work on the second one. Again, the extended curves because I need them a lot, and also those. So it matters that I understand my script. Okay, perfect. Right now I'm going to get a, let's hide everything and let's only select those just to see what we are working with. Right now I want to create a line in the middle and I want it to be perpendicular exactly. So I'm going to select a center point and I'm going to project it in here and in here. So this will make us a line, and this I'm going to offset the line so I can have a rectangle in the middle in for all of them. And this is going to be hosting the steps and the landing that we are creating. So what I want to do is to explode, and once I explode I want to get the longest two curves. So I want to get to sort all of them, and I want, after sorting, I want to get to sort them based on the length. And after that, I want to select the longest two. List item. And the first item is going to be the smallest. So once I reverse, it will be the tallest, and then the second tallest, which is good. And after that, I want to get the, let's say, the center for any of them. For example, I want to get the center for all those curves, and maybe for all. So I'm getting this center for everything. And I want to pull point. So I'm going to pull this point by this geometry, and I'm going to pull uh, the same point by this geometry. So right now I have a perpendicular exact. So I'm going to line. This is good. And after that, I want to make an offset. But the offset in this case, I'm going to select, why is it not showing? This one. And this one is from bufferfish. And the good thing about this one is that it's already, it's like by default, it creates a rectangle. So I want to make an offset. By the way, I want the offset to be relative again. So I'm going to use the length from one of these curves. Okay, and I want to offset by one of them. For example, let's select like this number maybe. And yeah, the offset right now is too much, so I'm going to divide this, x divided by 4 maybe. So it's, yeah, something like this, kind of. And I want the negative value of it. So the negative value is going to be on here, which is both sides. So right now we have this, which is exactly on the right and the left. I think this may be too much, or 4.2. Actually, yeah, for now let's make it 4. Okay, this is good. After that, I want to go to my original surfaces, which are those lofts, and I want to split them. Split surface. I want to split those with the rectangles that we created right now, which is right here, just to make sure that the tree is matching. We can simplify this, but the most important thing is that it's from 0 to 5 and from 0 to 4 and from 0 to 4, you know, or like they are matching the tree. So this is good, all of this is good. So right now you can see that these are 3, which is good, and we are going to get the first and the second and the third. Again, let's sort them just like what we did in here. So because I don't want to get anything left to chance, so let's sort those. And we are sorting by the extended curve again. So if I go to list item, I should have this as the first item, this as the middle, which is the second item, and then this as the third item. This is good. Okay, one more thing I want to do. Right now I have the first and the second, and I have the group curves, which they are here. Maybe we can move this up a little bit. And I want to create a relay, and this relay, let's push those to here, and this relay will goes all the way to here. I think because I don't want any spaghetti or anything that is unclear, so I'm going to push those a little bit down. Perfect. And right now I have 2 elements in here in each, so I'm going to list item, and I'm going to make those 2. So this is good. And I want to project. I want to project this one. Maybe you can get the center for each before we do that. Okay. So right now I want to project this on the center. So it's in here, and I want to project this the third one on the center. So it should be here. So what I have done right now, let's hide everything. Right now you can see that the curve in the middle, but the first one is on the bottom and the last one is on the top. And to see it more clearly, let's lower this randomization so you can see that it's moving from here to here, it's moving from here to here. You know, you I hope it's clear, you know. So it's like this. This is good. We need to keep those surfaces, just, you know, we don't want to lose them in our work. So right now we have those and we have this. And I think there's something in here. Maybe we can hide this for now. After that, I want to split the axes. I don't want all of this. I want only, when you cut, I want only to here. So I don't want all of this. So what I want to do is to get those, let's organize these. Okay, what I want to get is to get those group curves, okay, and I want to create a surface. So I'm going to create a boundary surface, and I'm going to create an offset surface. So I'm going to create a solid, and I want the solid to be any number. So I'm going to 0.5, and I'm going to create a negative for it, negative, and I will add it in both sides, so it's the same value. So right now I should have a solid like this, and I'm going to cut like this one and this one with all of it. So for now I'm going to flatten this, and I'm going, maybe I shouldn't flatten, let's see. And I'm going to cut or split pair multiple again. So I'm going to get those to be splitted, and I'm going to split with this. But I think the tree is not matching because, you know, this is too much and this is no. So we need to trim the tree in here, because once you trim the tree, so right now you have 0 to 4, and in here it's 0 to 4. Maybe we can simplify it so you can see it better. So it's 0 to 4 and 0 to 4. Sorry, let's import this. So right now it's 0 to 4. This is good. So once you trim like this, you can see that it's cutting in here, which is good. And I want to cut also the other one. So this is also good. And I want to, let's hide all of this for a second. And right now I can select list item and maybe select the inner or the outer, but again I don't want to leave things to the chance. Maybe right now it's selecting this, but maybe in other ones it's not following the exact rule. So I don't want to to give this to the chance, so I'm going to sort again by the extended curves. So I'm going to sort a long curve, and maybe we can get one of the sort things right here, and Control C, Control V right here, so we don't repeat everything. So this is good. And let's again organize things. This is good. And after that, I want to select list item. So right now I'm selecting the outside, but I want to reverse in this case. But I think in the other one, maybe we don't need the outside. We will do this. And I think in here we want the inside, so I'm going to reverse this one. So this is good. I don't want to see all of this right now. So right now I have this, which is exactly what I am looking for. And let's show this just for a second. So right now I have the first part, and by the way, the good thing about this is that it doesn't matter where it is. Even if it's in a corner like this, it will still work. And this is what's most important for me about this, is that maybe if it's this, moving something like this, it will still work. This matters to me a lot, so I can have flexibility in this script. Okay, so this is perfect and this is perfect. Maybe we can pull this a little bit to here. Good. Maybe organize things more. I'm sorry if I'm organizing things a lot, but it will be more readable and also more uh, you know good to be explained. One more thing, actually, not one more thing, but let's continue. So right now I have this, which is good. Let's which way we should go. We right now we need to work on these, or we need to work on the steps. For now, let's work on the steps. So the first thing I want to do is to explode those. Okay, and I want the curves. Again, I want the longest curves. So if I'm going to sort all of these by length, if I sorted these by length, I should get the longest curves once I reverse. So I'm going to the first one and the second one, and I want to flip both of them, but I want to flip them with the extended curve again. This is why I am saying it's important to have your data organized. Why? Because I want to loft both of them, and I don't want to leave anything to chance. Right now I should have this, which is good, and after that I want to create a parametric surface, parametric subdivide surface. Okay, by the way, I could make the surface right here, but it's because this is a cut in the original surface, so it's not going to understand. This is why I'm making those extra steps. But for now, let's go back to here, and I want one of them to be ranged, and this will be from 0 to 1. Okay, I think this is good, but the other one I want it to be parametric subdivide, and I created this, so this is what it has. It's basically 0 and then a given number, and then and then 1, and then we have in the middle the 1 minus the given number. So let me show you what it does. If I'm going to create 0.15, so what it does is once you add this to here, you can see that it's 0 and then 0.15 and then 0.85. It's like 1 minus and then the 1. So this what it does. It's just some, saves me some time. You can create it, but it saves me some time. And if you are getting the Patreon file, you will have everything, including this. Okay, so we will add this to here, but I think this numbers we need it to be realistic. So right now it's too much. So I'm going to say between 0.3 and 0.4, 0.45. So what it does right now is that it's either like this, or even 0.3 is too much. I think between 0.4 and 0.45, something like that. Okay, so let's say that this number is going to be, for now, let's make this 0.05, and this will be point uh, point 0.5, actually point 0.4, and this 0.05. Okay, so right now it's between point 0.4 and 0.45, so it's either wide landing. Let me click. It's either wide landing or narrow landing. You know, it's controllable like this. This is the landing, by the way, and these will be the steps going down and going up. So this is what we are doing. So right now I'm going to list item. So right now I have this, which is the first and the second and the third. The first thing I want to do is to create a quad. I want to create a quad panel, and I want, of course, it's 10 by 10, I think. So one of them is going to be 1. I think it's this one. Yes, but the other one is going to be uh, like divided into steps. So what I want to do is to get the height difference between each two curves. And to do that, we are going back to the group curves right here. So I'm going to push this just a little bit up and, you know, get me a relay and push the relay in here. And what I want to do is to get the center for both of them. And I want to deconstruct. And after deconstructing, I want to get subtract, mass subtract, mass subtraction. So I want to mass subtraction to the z. So right now, if you go to here, you can see that this is the number that we have. So it's 6 meters high between like each two of them. If I selected this, let's, you know, make this a little bit, you know, so you can see it. If I selected different curves, for example, if I selected those and just imported them in the beginning right here, set multiple curves, you can see that it's understanding the difference in height between each of them, even if they are different. For example, these ones are 7 meters high, but the rest are 4. So this is good. We are moving in the right direction. But sometimes it's, you know, negative, sometimes positive. I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to add absolute. So we are dealing only on the, let's say, uh, positive numbers. So this is good. And I want to go to, let's push this just closer to here because we want to use these numbers. And let's say that I want to use this value. By the way, we are going to move because these numbers are going to be affecting uh, half of the, like I'm going to move this from the middle of the height. So I want to divide those numbers by 2. So these are going to be divided by 2. And once they are divided by 2, so I should get the half of the number, and I want to divide those by the step height. So for example, if I have a stair that is going, let's create a slider between 0.10 and double dot and 0.20, I think. So if we have a step that it's zero point 0.1, which is too low, maybe for now let's make it 0.15, and we divided this number by the step height, we should have the number of the steps. So right now we have this. So once we add this number to here, you can see that this is moving exactly where I want, but this number is really important. So I'm going to add a relay somewhere here, and I want to move those in the z direction, and maybe I want to create an SER. So an SER, and this SER is going to start from this number and going to step the same, and the amount of it is going to be list length. sorry, in here. So let's see what we have done. I think in this one, maybe we can add a negative value because I want it to go down, not up. And okay, let's see, is it happening in all of them? Yes, it's happening in all of them. I think we can do a little bit of thing in here, which is to sort again. Let's get that sorting. And let's do a little bit of sorting in here. So I'm sorting again based on the direction of this, just to be clear, just to be sure that I'm doing everything, according to what I want. So this is good. Is this, yeah, I should get this in here. Okay. And I think right now we can reverse one of them. If we reverse this, no, we don't need to reverse this. We need to reverse these. So it's starting from here and going all the way to here. But I think we can ignore one of them. So instead of here, let's say this number needs to be x minus 1. So right now our steps is going from after all the way to here, which is good, and it's realistic and making more sense. All I want to do now is just push this organizing. This is good. So I want to do the same for this one. So I'm going to select all of this and Control C, Control V, and push it just down to here. And instead of this, I'm going to select this. So it's going there. So I want this to be in here. And I think right now I don't want to reverse. So it should be good. Let's hide everything. Preview off. Let's hide everything. Yes, I just want to see these with the... By the way, these could be on the same relay. So just so things will not be confusing. Again, the more you organize your things, the more it will not be bad. Because later we are going to need the organizing that we are doing right now. So right now you can see that all of these are connected to this, which is the step height. So we can maybe, of course, I'll organize everything at the end, but for now this is the step height, HEI, I think. Maybe I don't remember. Anyway, so right now I have the steps, which is good. I should go a few steps back. These are the ones that we are going to work on also. And one more thing, which is, where did it go? I think these are the landing. No, the landing should be in here. So the landing itself is going to be this one. So right now we can... Let's add a relay again and just organize things. And right now we can merge all of them. So right now I'm going to merge 1, 2, 3, and let's see what we have done. So if I simplify just to make sure, and right now I should have a like all of these steps, and after that we can extrude all of them in the Z direction, in the negative Z, of course. And after that it's going to be like, for example, 0.07 5, 7, something like very tiny, so we can have an interesting steps like this. We are getting some great progress. So right now, what I need from this script is these, which is good, and I want to work back on these, and I want to create the curves that are going to host the railing profile. So right now we have done one of the things that we have achieved it. So we can have those in here. So these are good. Perfect. Let's go a few steps back and go back to those two. Those two are really important because I want to get, I don't want those curves like the outside, so I'm going to explode. And after that, I want to eliminate this one. So I'm going to get the mid for all of them, and I want to pull point. So let's go back to the extended curves. Let's get those ones. Like let's add a relay in the middle in here. Okay. Okay, and right now I want to list item. So this is the lower, so this is for the lower, and this is the upper. I'm going to pull point. In this case, I want to pull all of them. So I'm going to those point and this geometry. And I'm going, if the distance between, because they are pulled toward this curve, so if the distance is 0, that means that this curve will be eliminated. So I'm going to cull pattern. I'm going to cull the curves. Okay, and again, I'm going to equal with tolerance because sometimes the tolerance is not a good thing. And I'm going to push this, and I will add a 0 in here. After that, I will push this to here. And let's see. Yeah, one more thing, we need to trim the tree in here because the tree is not matching. Right now it's, as you can see, it's 4 elements, but right here it's exploded, so we need to trim this back. Trim tree and simplify, of course, and push this to here. And once we do that, we can see that it's selecting this. So if I reversed this, it will select all the other ones. So this is good. We need to push all of this away to make a space. So let's do that. After that, once I go like this, I want to select the middle curve. So the best way to do that is not list item, because right now it might not be, it's selecting it, but just to be safe, I'm going to join the curves. And once I join the curves, I'm going to explode. I'm going to explode, and then I'm going to select list item. This way, I'm going to select this first curve, and then the second curve, which is this exactly, and then the third curve. This is really important. And by the way, I'm going to do the exact same to here. So I want to do all of this with all of this. Control C, Control V, and push it toward here and add this like that. But this case, I want the other one, the other curve. So maybe you can put this in the middle in here. This is good. And right now I have my 3 curves and my 3 curves. And preview off. Preview off. Perfect. And after that, I want to get. So we have 2 options, not 2 options, 2 paths. The first path is to create the floors. So right now you can see the golden floors right here. We already created the steps, so these are finalized. We want to create the floors right here that will connect with your current floor. And also we want to create the profile that will host the curve. So which one should we start with? Both of them are, almost there. So let's start with the profile or with the floors. Let's start with the floors. So let's say that I want somehow to trim this, okay? And I want also to, yeah, for now let's trim this. So I'm going to extend these, and I'm going to extend them any amount of numbers. So let's say 5, anything. So they are just pass the current thing. And after that, I'm going to close curve and boundary surface and offset surface, and the number is going to be, again, let's say, zero 0.5 and 5 and sorry, negative 0.5, because I want to cut the curves. I want to cut these curves exactly in this connection, parametrically, of course. So what I need to do right now is, since we have these right now, and I'm going to, should we add both? Let me think. Okay, I think in this case we can add both. It doesn't hurt. So right now I should have all of these. So if I trim the tree, or maybe we don't need to trim. I think in this case we can just flatten all of this and go to here somewhere, and there's trim with B-reps. So this is what we need. These are the B-reps, and the curves, let's flatten those. And one more thing that we need. Right now we have the extended curves and we have the group curves, the group floors. We need one more sets of curves, which are the offset ones, which is way early in the beginning, and they are flattened, so this is good. And let's see, yeah, let's push this all the way to the end of the script, not exactly to the end to here. And we are going to add this. Once we do all of this and hide, you can see that if we selected those, if we selected this, then we are selecting the cuts, but if we selected those, then we are selecting the not cuts, like the other parts of the cut. Okay, why this is good? Because once we join, we want to join those. So if I'm going to join this and flatten, and I want to join those curves, which not the extended, but these ones. Actually, no. Let's merge the first one and the last one. So we should have those. Okay, and let's merge those. And one more thing, which is, yes, to do the same. Extend thing. No, we need to do the same for this. This is first, second, and remove this. So if we added those to the equation, so I should have something like this. So it's starting from here and going all the way to the other side. For example, if I'm starting from this level, let's go all the way to the other side, which is the end of the stair. So this is good. And once I fill it, if I fillet this, okay, and I want to fillet it, let's say 0.25 or whatever. I'm not sure how much the numbers, so I can have an interesting, let's make it 2.5, just, bigger number. Right now we have this, maybe less a little bit. It depends on your design. So this is good, but why I ignored this? Because if I added this, it will fillet this part, which is not what I need. After like making the fillet, I will join again this, but I will join it with these curves, like the ones that I ignored, which is the middle one in here and the middle one in here, and I will join with those. So right now I need to flatten this, okay? And once I join, I should have this, which is good. And I want to flatten it. I want to make a surface out of it, but I want to make it with the, remember we offsetted in the beginning, right? So I'm going back to the original curves that we have created, not the offset curves. So this is why we need to go all the way back to here and make a relay in here and push it all the way to where we are. Yeah, we need to push it more. And I'm going to merge this and this, make sure it's flattened. Let's flatten this and let's flatten this. And by the way, we are like almost done, because right now we want to sort all of this because we want to make a boundary surface, but right now it's going to be, surprisingly, it worked, but sometimes it doesn't work, to be honest. So just to avoid having an issue in the future, I'm going to sort all of them. I'm going to get the center for all of them. I'm going to, by the way, I want to lower this, so I'm going like this and then click again. Again, let me tell you this. I think you know it already, but it's Alt and then I will click in here and then I will click Alt again to make it like this. And deconstruct, of course, and I'm going to sort based on this. So what I have done is basically organizing them by height. So right now I have 2 in this level and 2 in this level, and after that I'm going to make a partition list. And these partition lists are going to be 2. So right now I should have 2 elements, and again, if I go to tree branch, not this one, tree branch like this, I should have a, I'm sorry, I want 5, for example. I should have each 2 curves on a list like this, which is good. This is interesting. You can see the floors and everything, and this should be interesting enough. I want to add this to here, and right now these are the floors, and I'm going to extrude them in the Z again and negatively. And right now I'm going to add 0.3, just, for now, or maybe 0.5. It depends on, the depth of your stairs. And I think right now we have achieved the second thing, which is the steps, the floors, sorry. So right now we have this, which is good. And one more thing that we need to achieve, which is going back to here, we want to create the curves. So let's see what we have in here. Is it going to help? Actually, yes, it's going to help. All we need right now is to, after having these, we need to get the endpoints from those curves. So I'm going to get the end points from these, and I want to have the endpoints from these, which is the mid and the mid. And let's lower this down a little bit, and I want to get a line, I think from the start to the start. Is it? No, it's crossing, so it's from the start to the end and from the end to the start. So I should have those two lines, which is good. I'm going to merge. Okay, and I want to create a join again, join curves, those, and flatten and join them with those. So after flattening, I want to create the same fillet with the same fillet number, because once you do that, it will look exactly like this. It will follow the floor, but it will also create an interesting small fillet in here, so you can have your profile that you are created to be hosted in this. So right now we have done almost the hard part. Right now all we need to do is to offset, is to add our profile to this. So maybe we can have the rail somewhere here and just, add it to all the things that we have achieved. So right now we should have this and this and this. These are the three main elements for the script right now. Actually, let's see, let's create a custom preview for this. And you can create it whatever. For now, I'll try to make a swatch. For now, I'll keep it white. Okay, and maybe a little bit grayish, not super white. Okay, and after that, I want another one to be blackish, kind of. So for this one, and somehow a little bit blackish right here, maybe black. So this is good. And the curves themselves. So right now we have this. We should push it as far as possible. And we need one more thing, is to, I think we need to push this again. So I'm going to Alt and click and then Alt again, just push this a little bit in here. And what I want to do is to create a, since this should be one closed curve, this is really important. Once we have done this, we can evaluate this curve, and just make sure it's reparameterized. And the reparameterization is going to be any number, something like this, maybe. So this is good. What I have in here should be a plane. Do I have a plane? Let's see if we can display it a little bit. Let's make a frame instead. Frame. Yes, beer frame. And reparameterize it. Let's remove this because I want a frame. I want a plane. Sorry. I want a plane. Perfect. This is what I need. And I want to move to orient this, orient from, okay, I want a specific thing to be oriented. So if I go back to here, I already have this. So I'm going to zoom to it. this is the thing that I have created earlier. It's going to be the profile. This is going to be metal, and these two are going to be lights below, like under the stairs, and another light going from the handrail and reflect on this part. You can create your own version of this as long as it's just one curve for this, and maybe you can have as many curves as you want, but for now this is the most complex one, so it's important uh, to make sure it's good, not bad curve. Okay, so what I want to do is basically have the curves, which is for now this, and I'm going to orient this. Let's graft it because at some cases we are going to have multiple curves. So let's make sure that we are moving in the right direction. And I want to have a point. For now, I'm going to get this center or mid point in this curve, and I'm going to see what I have done. So right now, if I look at this, I go to the zoom. Right now, my curve is not looking good, so I need to go back to the original curve. So zoom to this and just rotate it until it looks more realistic. So I'm going to rotate from here to here, make sure the F8 is working. So right now, let's see, let's go back to here, see what we are having. It's upside down, so we need to mirror it. We need to mirror it. So let's go back to here probably. Let's keep it in a separate view maybe. So I'm going to here and zoom selected, and I'm going to mirror it from here, but make sure the copy isn't working, so it's the same curve. And let's go back to here. This is what I need. Actually not, because this should be inside. The handrail should be on the inside curve, not the outside. So I want to mirror again, and probably from here. And let's see. Yes, this makes much more sense. So right now everything is good. One more thing I forgot to do is, let's, sorry, again, I need to, yeah, rotate everything and mirror everything. So like this, and mirror like this, and mirror like this. So everything is, in the same orientation. Let's check, double check again. This is good. And after that, yeah, I need to just make sure I'm saved, and I'm saved in here. Just a few seconds, and we are okay. Right now is the most crucial step, because uh, we need to move this curve right here, and we need to sweep too. And the first rail is this, and the second rail is this. Okay, and let's make sure the height is strict, and the shape is going to be this. Make sure that I'm not sure if we need to graft anything, but let's see. This is the most intense part, and sometimes it's working, sometimes it's having an issue. This is why usually I create a dam dam in here, just because if I for some reason changed the curve or changed anything in the early stages, I can have all the edits that I want, and then figure things out later. One more thing that I want to do for now, let's disable this for a second and change the position of this. Sometimes the position of this is not liked, so maybe we can select, a curve that is slanted instead, maybe. So let's try this again. This is the most annoying part of this script, because sometimes it's like almost everything is working, but this part is a little bit difficult. So let's try again. Let's try to have a different number. Let's say 0.35. Yes, it's working finally. So this is good. And I think we can see it if we go to custom preview, and let's select something like this, probably another grayish a little bit, not like extreme. Okay, so once you hide all of this, you will have your cluster in here. I'm going to create like clusters to organize things, but for now you don't have to. Right now you have this, which is good. All you need to do is to simply uh, copy, maybe not this one, just like put this one in here and select everything else, maybe even with this, and Control C, Control V. Just wait. And just push this away from here. And one more thing that we need to do is to simply select the other two curves, which are these, and input them in here, set multiple curves. And let's see what we have. Let's create a material, CRMA, and I'm going to add this to here, and I want this to be white, and I want this in the diffuse and emission, so it's light actually. So let's see what we have done. Let's zoom, and we should have a light in here and also in here. I don't think we need to see those curves again right now. So right now we have this, which is really interesting, and maybe we can match the goldish color in here somehow. Can we? I don't remember the exact number, color, something like this. Okay, perfect. So right now we have this, and the important thing about this is that it's light. It's not going to be like extremely heavy in terms of, let's say, for example, that I want to change the stairs. So I'm going to control this jitter right now. One more thing that I want to discuss is that if it does make this issue, this means that it's intersecting somehow. So, for example, let me just hide this for a second so you can see what we are talking about. This means that there are two stairs, this one and this one, are somehow intersecting and colliding. So this is why it have this issue. Just make sure that the stairs are not colliding. Let me also explain it a little bit more. If we go to probably this in here and this, as you can see, it's colliding in here. So if it's colliding, it will not work. Just make sure that it's not colliding, or your curves are not in a try different seat, try to move your stairs away from each other. Just make sure that it's not colliding, even if they are close to each other. Also, by the way, sometimes it's close like this. Just make sure that it's architecturally makes sense. It's not like they are above each other exactly. Just so you can avoid having a problem. But anyway, this is the most important thing, and once you are done with all of this, you can simply just go to the data dam and click. Did we click? Yes, we clicked. And is it working? Yes, hopefully. Just give it a second. By the way, the sweeping part is the most heavy part in the script. The rest is just working fine. So this is why I made the data dam. So right now you have the stairs and everything is perfect. But one more organizing step. Well, because this script is, a little bit very long and have some interesting parameters. Some of them are we need to control them, and some of them are not really important to control. So I organized things a little bit better in clusters. So right now you have the atrium stairs, and you will input your curves, main curves in here, and you will have those controllers. For example, you will have the inner offset, which is the point one, this little offset. You will have the number, the evaluation percentage. You will have the domain start and the domain end. I added those um, so you can basically control the domain of the range that you are working with. You will have the jitter, seeds, the stair width, everything that we discussed right here. Everything is the same in here, but it's just like organized in a cluster, so it will be easier to deal with. And after you are done with your curves, you will just click on the data dam, and in here you will have the other two clusters. One of them you will input the first curve, which is in this case the uh, you will let's review on this so you can understand. This one is basically the main curve of the rail, and this is the point that you are going to work with, and these are the lights. If you need more, you can copy this, and you can copy those, for example, and import add more, and you can control where is the evaluation in case the script or the in case the this doesn't work properly. But right now I really like the results. It's really good and have all the details that we wish to have, at least for this example. Please let me know your what do you think about this, and if you try to apply this to follow this tutorial, please tag me on on Instagram, or let me know that you are working on this, so it will be really good for this to be shared among as much possible of students and architects and everyone who is interested to learn this as possible. If you are interested, you can buy each episode's file individually. All of them are on my Patreon shop, so just give it a look. And thank you so much for supporting my channel, and see you in the next one.